Hello. It's been actually a while. I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't really remember how to film YouTube videos anymore. My cat is exploring over there. So yeah, I hope this goes well. Hey, so I'm gonna talk about something that's pretty serious, but I don't want to be like depressing or anything. I want to have a conversation about it and throw my opinion out there. The topic is homophobia. That is a thing that exists and it really sucks and I don't like it. And now that I'm out, I've been having not like extreme experiences with homophobia, but like I've noticed it and I've had like sort of like my first encounter being an out gay person. And I just wanted to share that with the universe and yeah, throw my opinion out there because there are some things that were said that I don't think should be said to anybody in the world ever, no matter what you are or who you are. So in Alberta, Canada, which is where I'm from, in case you didn't know, there have been some changes to the schooling system where every school in the province, I think it's just Alberta, I don't know about the rest, they are required to have like gender neutral bathrooms for transgender people, transgender students, or transgender staff. I don't actually know, probably. So like a safe place for them to go to the bathroom because they don't exactly feel comfortable going, the guys or the girls, because like if they like, pretend I'm trans and I transition to become a girl, physically, then I would feel uncomfortable going to the girls' bathroom because of other girls, depending on where you live. If you're in like a conservative place, they would be like, "What are you doing in here? You're a guy." But if I go into the guys' bathroom, it's like, "What are you doing in here? I thought you wanted to be a lady," and then you're just bullied no matter what. So really, it's a great step towards equality, like a really good thing for transgender people, that community. So I was really happy when I read that, but there was a lot of backlash where people were afraid that because this is happening, there's going to be like rapes and molestation in the bathrooms because people are going to be like, just like regular men are going to be like, "Oh, I'm actually a girl. Let me go into the bathroom." Oh, I didn't explain that. So they have like gender neutral bathrooms, but then they also have a rule where if I identify as female, then I can go into the girls' bathroom. So that's where like the fear came up. It's like if I just feel like I am a girl for that day and I just lie, then I can go and rape somebody. Which is, yeah, that sucks. And that happens all the time, regardless of the rules. Like, okay, I'm not going to get into that quite yet.
Editing, Justin. Hello. What I was gonna say was, like transgender people use whatever bathroom they want and have been for a long time. So it doesn't matter. It's not necessary to make a new rule to like let them use the bathroom that they want because they're gonna use it anyway. It's just nice that they do. So like another thing was they don't have locks on the door. Like if somebody wants to go in and rape or molest somebody, they can regardless of their gender. So I that argument is invalid. Okay, that's all I want to say. Okay, back to the video. You're so sexy.
So this guy, I really don't like him. I really don't like him. So I'm gonna be a douche, and I'm gonna say his name. So I hope that's okay. I hope you guys don't get offended. So just look at my phone. It's a real thing. That is my name, and that is okay. You can't really see that. Jack Reed, this little dick. Okay. I will respect your opinion. It's okay. He commented like, I don't even want to read. I'm gonna get really angry reading all these things. Okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna go into specifics, but he commented on my friend's mom's post because we're friends. That's a little bit weird, but regardless, he commented like paragraphs, like 10 paragraphs at least, like different comments, all like this big. And I was like, whoa, dude, like I didn't read the whole thing because like it was too much for my brain to handle. And he was like so against it, saying how, I don't remember, but like saying how this is dangerous. Like, if you were a guy, you're a guy, you can't do this. Like, just like closed-minded. Yeah, it is closed-minded, I think. Maybe people would disagree, but that's my opinion. And I was like, okay, you're a douche, and I don't want to argue with you, but I'm just going to get through the end of these comments so I can post my own comment. So I get to the bottom, and I was like, yay, go trans rights, with like a little smiley emoticon, because that's how I feel, and I didn't comment it in the reply section or anything. I just commented in a separate comment directly to my friend's mom's post. This is confusing. Okay, so yeah, so I posted my comment, and then I think it was like an hour later, I get a notification that somebody had replied to that comment, and I was like, okay, let's look at it. And it was Jack Reed, and I was like, no, I don't want this to happen. I don't want to get into a big argument. And he comments this link. I don't know if I'm gonna give it to you. Maybe, I don't know. Sure, I'll put it in the description. Why not? He gives me this link. And I was like, okay, like you could say words, you're just gonna reply with some information. That's a little bit strange. Like, what are you trying to do here? So I go to this link, and it's like an article thing that explains a little bit more vaguely of what a in-depth video explains better. Do you know how to speak? It was like a 45-minute video, I think. And I committed myself. I was like, I'm going to watch this whole thing, and I'm going to reply to everything that I don't agree with, and I'm going to disprove all of the falseness. So I watched it, and I also read the entire article, and it was disgusting. It was definitely from a conservative viewpoint, but it was so extremely transphobic and homophobic. I don't understand how anybody can support that. It was just like pure hate. And I didn't like it, and it was really disrespectful to a lot of people. I'm getting angry. I'm like having flashbacks to how I felt. Meow. So I'm not really going to get into specifics of what exactly the article said. If you're interested, you can just watch it / read it if you want to. But what really got to me is they didn't really acknowledge that transgender is a legitimate thing. They refer to it as a mental disorder, and that really got to me. Like, I'm not transgender, but I was offended. Like, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine how hard that would be. That would be so hard. So needless to say, I was really angry, and I replied. I was really respectful. I was like, you are entitled to your own opinion, but you can't be saying that kind of stuff, especially to somebody who you don't even know. Like, don't send me this hateful link. Like, obviously, I'm supporting of this community, like, you know that I am, hence my comment. Like, why would you reply this? Okay, you know what I mean. I was like, why? But like I said, I was really respectful. I was not rude at all. And he replied to me, and he replied like spewing homophobia, transphobia. Okay, it started with transphobia. He was like, it's not real. It's a mental disorder, and they just need to go to therapy and get it fixed. I don't even, like, I started reading through it, and I was like, no, I can't. Like, I get really angry. Okay, but some of the things, like, he brought up pedophilia. He compared this, he, like, put transgender and homosexual in the same category as pedophilia, which is like 10 years ago. Like, people don't even think like that anymore. And he just brought up all these unnecessary things. Like, he was saying that gay sex isn't even real because it's not how God wanted it. Like, he's one of those people. He's like, I'm not knocking religion at all. You can believe religion. Just don't hate people because the religion tells you to hate them. And if you hate them, don't show it. Like, keep it to yourself. Seriously, it makes me so angry. Okay, so it started with that whole transphobia, and then he moved on to gays and saying how gays are addicted to sex, and most gay relationships there's abuse. I think I actually have blocked out all this stuff, but I promise this is a real thing. And I was like, are you serious? You're really gonna say that to me as a gay guy? I'm not gonna stand for that. Like, that's blatant homophobia, and I'm not standing for it. I think those are actually the words that I use. So I replied to that, and I was like, I am not talking to you. Like, you're being extremely disrespectful. Like, I don't care what you think. Like, the way you're saying it is extremely disrespectful and bigoted and completely, like, your opinion is the only thing that matters, and everybody else can suck a dick. And I didn't hold back on that one. I was like, you are a bitch, and I really don't like you, and please do not ever talk to me. I ended the message with, your response, or like any future responses are not welcome. Like, something like that. I was like, this conversation is done. I'm not talking to you. You can leave. Like, I don't want any part of you in my life. And of course he replied again, and he just kept on saying the same kind of stuff. And this was the first time I've had like actual one-on-one confrontation with homophobia when it's actually directed at me. And I don't like being told that I have a mental disorder. That's not something that I enjoy, actually. I don't know if you knew that, but I don't like that. Because I feel like, if you've watched other videos of mine, like, you know, I've had struggles with my sexuality and accepting myself. And I'm really proud of myself that I'm at a point where I can be happy for myself and actually appreciate my orientation, like the person I am, the feelings I have. And I'm actually really proud of myself and who I am. And that's a big deal for me to say. So for somebody who doesn't even know me, who as far as we know is not like, I don't think he's gay, so he doesn't even understand that whole realm. Like, we're gonna move on because I can't even talk about this any longer. So that was an experience I had, and I was really angry, as I've said like 30 times. And it really opened my eyes a little bit to like what people are, like the kind of people that are actually out there in the world, and how lucky I am that I live in a really great place that I don't have to deal with that every day. And that is like nothing compared to some people. People are like beaten and killed. Like, I'm so lucky. So I don't want to like make that seem like it's not a big deal and that my life is so hard. But now I just understand what it's like to be on the receiving end of homophobia, and it doesn't feel nice at all. And knowing what that feels like, I don't ever want to make anybody feel like that. And I've like reflected on the times in my life that I have said something that could be taken as offensive, even if it's in a subtle way. So we're finally getting to what I really wanted to talk about. I want to go over some things that are homophobic or just offensive. I don't really know where this is gonna go, but like subtle ways of being homophobic. So the first tip I can give you is don't tell people that they have a mental disorder. I think that goes without saying though. I think everybody else, I hope so. I think everybody who's watching this understands that that's not an okay thing to do. Please tell me you are one of those people. I can't speak properly. I cannot speak properly. I just have so many things that I want to say to you, but I cannot say it. I'm having such a hard time. Okay, let me just try again. Okay, but for real, I think one of the biggest things that people say that they don't really realize how big of an effect it can have on people is saying that's so gay. And yes, it's been around forever, and people have touched on it, been like, you probably shouldn't say this because being gay isn't a bad thing, so that's actually an insult. And that sort of mentality of probably shouldn't say it has been around for a while, but it's been brushed off by gay people. They actually say it because they think it's funny, because it's like self-detrimental. But it's, I don't know. I don't know how to say this. Like, it's not good. Like, okay, it's just supporting. You know that one song, Same Love by Macklemore? You may have heard of it. I think everybody in the universe has heard of it. Gay is synonymous with the lesser. That is what that is supporting. Like, that's so gay that you're saying that in a negative way, and it doesn't matter if you mean it or not. It doesn't matter if you mean, like, okay, well, if gay people use it, then obviously maybe they do feel like they're lesser. I don't know. Okay, I need to stop rambling. Every single video I ramble, and I'm trying really hard, actually. I'm trying actually really hard, so please be patient with me. But yeah, I just don't use a different word. You don't, like, I don't say that's so white. Like, if I said that's so black, okay, maybe that's not a good example. Like, that might not even be your opinion, that gay is a bad thing, but you saying that is supporting that theory. Am I making sense? I really hope you're understanding. And I really hope you're not saying to yourself, actually, no, it's not a big deal, because it is. And maybe some people aren't offended. Like, okay, for me personally, if somebody was to say, that's so gay, I would not be offended. Even, there's a warning, I'm going to say a word that might be offensive. Faggot. Me and my friend Siobhan, sometimes we call each other faggots because we think it's funny. It is actually really funny. I find it really funny. But I should not be doing that. Like, I'm catching myself. That's why I had that whole reflecting thing. And I realized, like, holy crap. Like, I say that's so gay. I say you're a faggot. And I say just things like just joking. You're rambling. Stop rambling. I think people just don't realize that words have power and meaning. And it might not be what you mean to put out there, but people can interpret it the way that they feel, the way that they will, you know? Okay, so that's one. Another thing that really gets me, this one actually really bothers me. Let me first say, sexual orientation and gender identity are two completely different things. And some people think it's funny to compare gays with girls, being like, you're basically the same thing. Like, I'm really proud of my maleness, actually. I am male. I am a boy. And just because I sometimes come off as feminine or I do things that society has associated with girls and women, like, I enjoy wearing makeup just for fun. Like, I probably wouldn't do it every day, but even if I did want to do it every day, it's okay. It doesn't mean I'm a girl. It just means that I am comfortable in who I am, and this is how I choose to express myself. So, don't do that. And sure, like, gay people will probably brush it off. Like, yeah, girl, like, I'm a girl. Even me saying that was like stereotypical. That's another thing. Okay, segueing. Okay, there are stereotypes for a lot of communities at most. And I really don't like the stereotypes for the gay community because some people, yes, are the flamboyant, like, yas, whatever. And that's cool. Feminine, like, how do I describe the things that I want to say in verbal sounds? How do I do it? I understand stereotypes are a way of people trying to understand people, and it's kind of difficult when stereotypes are sort of like fulfilled. Like, if there is, say, you see a girl and she's really butch and she likes to do things that society generally associates with lesbianism, and she turns out to be a lesbian or something of that variation, then the kind of, I don't want to say it's a bad thing because that's not at all, but it reinforces that, oh, this is what a lesbian is. Okay, so it's kind of unfortunate that that happens. No, not that that happens, that people interpret it that way, you know? Because all of the humans, every single human, is a very, let's do the grammar properly, diverse and complexicated and just not simple. And that doesn't really help young gay people when they're, or something of that variety, when they're like coming into themselves. Whoa, that's not an okay thing to say. Understanding themselves. And they're like for me personally, I was like, I don't really fit all of the stereotypes. Like, if I'm gay, then I should be speaking with a really high voice. I should enjoy fashion. I should know how to clock people and how to dress a woman properly. Like, I don't know how to do those things. And that made me feel like, okay, well, then I guess I'm not. Then what am I? Like, I'm not straight. That gets into a whole different issue, though. Ugh, this always happens. I'm talking about too many things. I just feel really strongly that we should not hate people, you know? Just love everyone. You know what? You don't even have to love. You really don't. You just have to not judge so much. You don't have to hate somebody because they're not the way that you want them to be, especially if you don't even know them. I just can't wrap my mind around things like that, like homophobia and transphobia and just other kinds of phobias that are just ridiculous. Not actual phobias, because they're not phobias. You're not afraid of them, you are being a dick. That was a meme from actually quite a long time ago, and I stole it, and I just took it as my own, so I can't take the credit. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna end it now. I don't know. Just think twice before you say something, and just, I don't know, love. Oh my goodness. You can't smell it, but it really stinks in this room. I haven't washed my socks in like 4 days. That's gross. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave now. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this video. Wow, I almost just became a YouTuber and asked you to like it. You don't have to like it if you don't want to. If you want to, you're welcome to. Okay, I'm not a YouTuber. Okay, bye.